Ford.
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Johnny.
Hi, Pat. What's new?
At the moment, Edward J. Rollins, III.
Oh, what about him?
One of our companies has a hefty policy on his life, and he sent word he wanted to change his beneficiary, then it disappeared.
And you want me to go looking for him?
That's the general idea.
Ah, look, Pat, you could be wasting dough. To me, chances are he'll pop up again by himself.
Oh, yes, I know. Of course, it involves a little trip to the Caribbean, but if you're not able...
There for him. But he didn't show.
What was he doing in Nassau?
He had his cabin cruiser down there with three of his friends. Among them, Virginia Blake.
Did you check Nassau to see if he's still there?
Oh, we checked. His boat is gone. Now, the trail just starts in Nassau, Johnny. Where it'll lead is anybody's guess.
Expense account had him $240 even, air transportation and incidentals to Nassau in the Bahamas. There, I found a man who remembered fueling up Rollins' boat a few days before. We'd heard them talking about working their way down through the Bahamas, skin diving, and then cutting over to Jamaica. They'd mentioned one place in particular, Crooked Island. Item 3, $50, transportation via chartered seaplane to Crooked Island. I spotted Rollins' cruiser in one of the coves, and the pilot set me down nearby. A dinghy with an outboard motor came over from the boat. It was Ed Rollins.
Say you're an insurance investigator, Dollar?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Rollins.
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to see if you were okay.
Me? So why shouldn't I be?
You were supposed to meet an agent from the company in Miami last week. You didn't show up.
Oh, well, I changed my mind. You mean you came all the way down here because I didn't show up in Miami?
Oh, when a man with a hefty policy on his life disappears, the insurance company starts worrying.
So it seems.
Hey, mind slowing down a bit? I'd like to talk to you before we get on board.
Sure. Now, what's on your mind?
As I understand it, you took out a policy about 6 months ago and named a Virginia Blake as beneficiary.